The 2019 edition of Homecoming Week continues here on the Texas Tech campus. Coming up, we'll have a look at some of this week's activities and let you know about several opportunities to join in on the fun.
School spirit may be the main thing on students' minds this week, but a different form of pride is also being promoted during another week-long set of events. We'll have details on Pride Week 2019.
And Texas Tech Athletic Department has been in the headlines all week following a controversial loss. Last week, MCTV's Custis Moore will have the latest developments of the aftermath of Texas Tech versus Baylor in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Bryant Torres.
And I'm Jose Campos Jr. School spirit has been on full display as the 2019 edition of Homecoming Week continues here on campus.
That's right, Jose. The festivities started on Monday with the homecoming kickoff, and it's been non-stop from there. MCTV's Mallory Roberts has a look at one of the week's events that gave students the chance to have some fun while creating a unique keepsake.
Here at Texas Tech, the Student Activities Board is providing many ways for students to get involved this homecoming week. On Tuesday, SAB hosted a make-your-own flipbook event in the sub courtyard. The event was the first of 3 that gives students a chance to create a homecoming memento.
We are making flipbooks. We take a 7-second video and then we turn it into a flipbook.
Every year, SAB organizes events that coordinate with the homecoming theme. This year's events give students the opportunity to express themselves through animation.
Homecoming theme is Tech Gets Animated. So what it is it's an action photo book, and so you'll take a series, like a 7-second video, and then it'll turn it into an action flip book.
Students were able to choose from a variety of props for their flipbooks. The props helped the students create action to be animated in their book. Christian Baez, the nightlife coordinator for SAB, was able to make his own keepsake with his friends at the event.
I love playing with the different props. I think my favorite prop was the cheerleader kind of thing that we had here.
Baez says he enjoyed not only participating in the event himself, but also seeing other students get in on the fun.
Just seeing all the students. So working with the Student Activities Board, you get a chance to meet all the students that come by that are very eager about specific events. So there are a lot of students that came by that were very excited about this one particularly.
Along with the flipbook event, SAB is also hosting speed caricatures and Stuff a Pokemon events during homecoming week. Bethany DeLuna, SAB's Spirit and Traditions Coordinator, says events like these are special for students so they can remember their college experience.
It's important to do events like this one because it gives you a keepsake of homecoming week while you're here at Texas Tech. It gives you little mementos to say, hey, I was here.
Homecoming week continues through this weekend. For a full list of events, visit homecoming.ttu.edu. For MCTV, I'm Mallory Roberts.
As Mallory mentioned, students have had several opportunities to enjoy events based on this year's homecoming theme. And one of those events gave attendees the chance to see what they would look like in animation form. Yesterday, the Student Activities Board hosted the Speed Caricatures event in the sub courtyard. Starting at 11 a.m., students lined up to have a professional artist create a cartoon-like drawing of either themselves or a group of friends. And although caricatures are not a new concept, what made yesterday's event different is that the artist created each drawing in 30 seconds or less. The final product was handed over to students to keep and to show off to their friends and family. Yesterday's Speed Caricatures was free with the student ID.
Speed Caricatures and the Flipbooks event were both new options for Homecoming 2019, but there are some events held each year that have become campus traditions. Every year, student organizations and Tech's Greek community compete in annual boards and banners competition. Both competitions featured original artwork created by members of each group, painted on wood and cloth. The annual tradition encourages participants to come up with an idea based on the homecoming theme. And with this year's Tech Gets Animated theme, each organization based their creations on popular cartoons and animated characters. The spirit boards can be seen all around campus, with the majority of them set up on Broadway just past the seal. The spirit banners are currently hanging in the entrances and foyer just outside Barnes & Noble in the sub. Both competitions continue throughout the week, and the winners will be announced at Friday's game, Homecoming Prep Rally. You can also check out all of the artwork between now and the end of Saturday's homecoming game.
Homecoming Week isn't the only set of annual events going on this week. October 14th through the 18th also marks Texas Tech's Pride Week celebration. Since Monday, several events have been held across campus to bring awareness to the university's LGBTQ+ population. Yesterday, the Office of Risk Intervention and Safety Education held in the Thai Diversity event in the Sub North Plaza. The event gave students the chance to make a special item to celebrate the diversity found at Texas Tech. From 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., participants could grab a white t-shirt, dunk it in several color-filled bins, and create a tie-dyed creation to wear during this week's festivities. The final product was then placed in a plastic baggie to dry along with the set of instructions on how to care for the shirt. Wednesday's Thai Diversity event was free and open to all students.
One of the main themes of Pride Week is helping students in the LGBTQ+ community find pride in their identity. With that in mind, a couple events have been going on this week to give students a chance to tell their stories. The Coming Out Stories wall is currently set up across from the main info desk in the sub. Throughout the week, students have the chance to stop by and share their experience of telling others about their sexual identity in written form. Note cards, pens, and push pins were all provided to allow anyone passing by the chance to anonymously contribute to the wall. The wall was the first part of the Coming Out Stories event that finished up last night in the Human Sciences Room 111. During last night's event, the students were encouraged to join a group of their peers and talk about their coming out experience or just offer support to those in attendance. The 2019 edition of Pride Week wraps up tomorrow night with the annual Glamour and Fame drag pageant. The pageant is scheduled to start at 7 p.m. tomorrow night at Club Luxor. The event features local contestants along with professional drag performers. Tickets for tomorrow's pageant are $5 online or $8 at the door. You can also purchase a VIP pass online for $15. For more information or to buy tickets for tomorrow's event, visit pflaglubbock.org.
As we mentioned on Monday, the Lubbock area saw its first freeze of the season on Saturday night. But since then, a slight warm-up has brought a return of sunshine and highs back in the 80s.
That's true, Jose. So, will we be seeing a return to freezing temperatures again anytime soon? MCTV's Madison Hartin joins us in the studio with a look at what's ahead in the forecast. Madison?
Thanks, guys. Well, it did drop down all the way to freezing a few days ago, and it's true, that was our first freeze of the year. It only teetered on 32 for about a split second. It went like 33, 33, 32, back to 33, but it was there. It did drop below freezing. But you would not even know that it dropped below freezing based on the conditions for the day, and they are going to continue into this weekend. And we have been blessed with wonderful weather for homecoming weekend. I am very happy today. And right now, looking at our MCTV tower again, we can see that we have a couple little wispy clouds out there dotting the horizon, but for the most part, it is clear and blue and absolutely beautiful. Our high temperature today only got to about 80 degrees, so nothing compared to the summer conditions we were experiencing about a month ago. Sunny and warm with a south by southwesterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for tonight, it's only going to drop back down to about 54 degrees as our low. I know, not even that cold. Clear and cool conditions and a wind coming from the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour. And it looks like the entire South Plains isn't going to be seeing any cool temperatures anytime soon. Moderately cool, nothing too close to freezing right now. Our coolest temperatures are going to be in the northern area of the South Plains, and our warm temperatures going into tomorrow are going to be very, very nice. Our highest temperature is going to be around at Post there at 88 degrees, but for the most part, we're not getting back up into the 90s, at least not for the next couple of days. For tomorrow, homecoming day, parade day, yay, I'm so excited. I get to march in it with my sorority sisters. I'm looking forward to it. High of 86, low of 50, and a north by northeasterly wind at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Then for Saturday, homecoming game day, whoop whoop, we're gonna beat those cyclones. 75, low of 51, and a north by northwesterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for Sunday, and probably continuing into next week, we're gonna see a continuation of clear conditions, high of 82, low of 45, and a westerly wind at 15 to 20 miles per hour. So very similar conditions going into next week through Monday, but we could see a moisture front coming in around Tuesday, which could cause some light showers. So definitely tune in Monday for another edition of the MCTV weather. I'm Madison Hartin, back to you.
Thank you, Madison. One university department decided to take advantage of this week's warmer conditions to head outside and help students stay safe while getting around campus. Transportation and Parking Services held a bike clinic yesterday in the free speech area outside the sub. The free event gave students student riders the chance to stop by and learn all about the resources available through Texas Tech. Attendees could also drop off their bike for a free tune-up, grab some free snacks and drinks, and have the chance to win bike-related prizes. Representatives from the Texas Tech Police Department and the Rec Center's Outdoor Pursuit Center were also on hand to talk to students about biking on campus. Wednesday's bike event clinic is the first of 2 events held each year. The spring edition of the bike clinic is scheduled to take place sometime in April.
Last week, the university took time to recognize the diversity of the campus while bringing awareness to the international community. MCTV's Lexi Hopkins has more.
Last Thursday, the Office of International Affairs hosted International Trivia Night at the International Cultural Center. Joan Goodman-Williamson says the event was one of many held as a part of Texas Tech's annual International Week.
International Education Week actually takes place across the USA. Almost most universities who have a very large international community have a week where they'll have speakers or do something. We try to do things that actually have an international theme to them as well.
During Thursday's events, attendees played several games testing their cultural knowledge. Participants were grouped together at tables with the winners receiving a bag filled with snacks and Texas Tech swag.
Students, faculty, and staff were able to clap to get attention during a game of Cultural Jeopardy as a part of Texas Tech's annual International Week.
Tonight we're playing different games, so some of the questions certainly had an international answer for geography or literature or whatever it might be. And it's really to celebrate the internationalization of our university, our international community here at Tech, and then our international community outside of here.
Joel Bell, a doctoral candidate in educational psychology, found out about the trivia night from Tech Announce. He says he came to the event to interact with Tech's international community.
This is something new, it's something different. You meet tons of people. I know that Texas Tech is a huge university, but sometimes we don't get the opportunity to meet people from other countries because we're so busy.
Eliza Luchin, a master's student in marriage and family therapy from Brazil, stepped out of her comfort zone to engage with others and have some fun.
It's really fun. I was a bit shy, a bit nervous about coming because I didn't know anyone, but people are just so friendly and they are happy that we came.
You meet a lot of great people. I met somebody from Gabon, which is in Central Africa, I believe. So it's really awesome. We had a really good time, and hey, there was free food too.
Goodman-Williamson thinks events like International Trivia Night are a good way for students who may be unfamiliar with Texas Tech to meet others and learn about the campus.
We're very excited about our international community, and they need an opportunity to get to know who we are. They come to Lubbock, and as you can imagine, it's not quite like home. So it's really terrific if we can reach out to them and then learn from them as well.
For MCTV, I'm Lexi Hopkins.
The Texas Tech volleyball team is on their way to one of the best seasons in recent history. As of yesterday, the team had 13 victories on the year with hopes of adding another one last night at the United Supermarkets Arena.
MCTV's Custis Moore joins us with a look at the game and details on an upcoming test that could be the toughest for the team so far in sports. Custis?
Thanks, guys. Well, if you heard the victory bells last night across campus, that is because the Red Raider volleyball team won a great game versus Kansas. The Red Raider volleyball team won 3-2. After dropping the second and third sets, the Red Raiders fought their way back and won the last 2 sets. Emerson Solano had 22 digs and Alex Kirby had 53 assists. Tech volleyball hopes to take their momentum from last night and turn it into another victory as they face the #1 ranked Baylor Bears on Saturday afternoon. Saturday's game is scheduled to start at 2 p.m. and it will be available on ESPN+. Moving on to Red Raider soccer, the girls played on Sunday against Kansas and tied their game 0-0. The Red Raiders now lead the Big 12 with 11 points, with Oklahoma State right behind at 10 points. This upcoming weekend, the Tech football team will take on the Iowa State Cyclones in a matchup that is much anticipated here in Lubbock. This Saturday is the annual homecoming game, and the Red Raiders hope to keep their 2019 home record intact with the win against the Cyclones. Kickoff for Saturday's game is set for 11 a.m., with homecoming festivities scheduled for halftime. If you can't make it out to the Jones on Saturday, you can catch the action on FS1. Texas Tech Athletic Director Kirby Hocutt was reprimanded and fined by the Big 12 because, quote, the public airing of officiating matters, whether directly or indirectly during or after a game, verbally or used by video on or off the record, is prohibited. The controversial call was the big talk of the weekend and the week. The illegal snap call, however, was not reviewable by rule because it is a dead ball play. The Big 12 has come out and said that the call was indeed incorrect and that Texas Tech should have had the ball in the first overtime with no score from Baylor. If the Red Raiders want any chance at Iowa State this weekend, they need to forget about the call and move on to focusing on beating their next opponent, the Iowa State Cyclones. That's all for sports. Back to you all in the studio.
Thank you, Custis. Homecoming week here at Texas Tech is nearing an end, but the biggest events are still to come.
That's right, Jose. The week-long set of events comes to its peak tomorrow with a set of activities that will help you get pumped up before Saturday's annual homecoming game. The annual Rowdy Raider Rally is scheduled for tomorrow at noon in the Sub North Plaza. The rally would feature performances by Tech Spirit Squads, an appearance by Raider Red, and the singing of the school song. The 2019 homecoming court will also be announced with the crowning of this year's King and Queen during the halftime of Saturday's football game. Tomorrow's Router Raider Rally is sponsored by the Student Activities Board, and it's free and open to the Tech community.
Tomorrow night, the countdown to Tech versus Iowa State goes into full effect with the annual homecoming parade. The Texas Tech Homecoming Parade is one of the longest running traditions on campus. The parade will feature floats created by student organizations, the Greek community, along with several members of the Spirit Squads and Going Band. This year's parade route will start at 6 p.m. on Broadway near the Seal, continue down Arkin past the Sub, then weave its way back to the commuter lots, west of the USA. For more information on the parade and a map of tomorrow's route, visit homecoming.ttu.edu.
Friday's homecoming calendar wraps up tomorrow night with the annual pep rally and bonfire. The homecoming pep rally is scheduled to start at 8 p.m. in Urbanowski Park. The pep rally will include Raider Red, the Going Band, Spirit Squads, Saddle Tramps, High Riders, and a special guest speaker immediately following the pep rally. The bonfire will be lit and students will be led in a series of cheers and chants to get everyone fired up as the Red Raiders get ready to take on the Cyclones. All of tomorrow's night's events are free and are open to the public.
So, Brian, are you going to stop by of tomorrow's homecoming activities?
I sure hope so. This is going to be my first homecoming week, and I'm super excited and ready to support the Red Raiders.
That's a great story. That's all for today's edition of MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check out ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.